If you're a nurse, you've worked 3 12-hour shifts, you've worked 9 to 5s, you've worked 7 to 3, 3 to 11, 11 to 7, and you guys are looking at people building online businesses and thought, they have time, I don't have time. If this is you, I want to talk to you for the next 8 minutes. So I'm an IV nurse. I place PICC lines, midlines, and IVs. I travel between facilities all day long. Different places, different people. So I found something that actually works for my schedule. I'm going to tell you exactly how, because the rest of the internet will not. Let me start with the truth about a 3-12 schedules that most build a business advice never accounts for. Those 3 shift days, they are not work days. They are survival days. You leave the house early, you get home late, your body is done. Your nervous system is shot. You eat once, drink water 3 times if you're lucky, and the only free time you have on those days is a sliver in the morning and a sliver before bed. Again, if you're lucky, and those are even barely yours. And then you have 4 days off, which looks amazing on paper until you realize one of those days is recovery from the other 3. One of them is laundry, groceries, errands, being a person again. And the other 2, that's it. That's the entire working capacity you have in a week. So when an Instagram coach tells you just spend an hour a day on your business, they're not designing for your schedule. They're designing for somebody with 5 normal hours, weekdays, and 2 weekends. You have something completely different, and you need a model built for what you actually have and do. And it took me a while to figure this out, but first of all, I've given me grace. So, on a day that I'm working, here is what I do for my business. Almost nothing. And I want to walk you through exactly what almost nothing looks like. In the morning, before I leave, I spend 5 minutes checking my messages. Anyone who messaged me overnight gets a quick voice note. Hey, I saw this, working today, I'll respond tonight to you. Or even the next day if you're off. That's it. That's all I do before the shift. Then I drive, sometimes an hour, sometimes 30 minutes, depending on which facility I'm at. I'm not the same nurse every day at the same unit. I am the specialist they call in. I show up, I get report, I place the lines they need, I chart, I move on. Sometimes I go to 2 places, sometimes I go to 6. It really depends on who needs what. And the mental load of being the expert in somebody else's hallway is its own thing. I'm not running my patients all day. I'm walking into other people's units and being trusted to nail the procedure on the first stick. That takes something out of you than floor nursing does. Equally real, just different. By the time I get home, I am cooked. My back is on fire, especially if I've been setting up sterile fields all day. My eyes are tired from doing the ultrasound work. Let's just face it, I'm done. So on shift days, and write this number down because nobody else will tell you, I do maybe 30 minutes of business work in the evening if I feel like it. Most of it is responding to DMs. None of it is making a sale. None of it is heavy creative work. I have scheduled my posts ahead of time. I'm building a habit, not a sales pipeline. That is the whole point. So on your off days, this is where the real working capacity comes in. You have 4 days off, whether they're in a row or scattered. And I want to walk you through how those actually work honestly. Day 1 off is pure recovery. Don't pretend it's not. Your body needs this. I do work on my business, but I do stuff that doesn't require a lot of mental energy. I get up when I want, I eat real food, I sit, I relax, and for part of the day, I am useless. And that's fine because that is what makes the rest of the week possible. Day 2 off is life. Laundry, groceries, doctor's appointments, family stuff, the errands of being a human being who has been gone for 3 days. I might do an hour of business, maybe some content creation, maybe a customer check-in. But this is not a huge business day either. Days 3 and day 4 off, these are my real working days. 3 to 4 hours each on the business. So when I say real working days, I am not meaning all day. I batch more content for the next week. I have real conversations with people. I work on bigger projects that take my mind. This is when the actual business gets built, not on shift days, on days 3 and 4 off. So in a real week, I'm doing, be honest with yourself about this number, maybe 8 to 10 focused hours of business work. That's it. That is my entire weekly workload. And it is enough. It has built what I have over years, brick by brick. No shortcuts, no fast track. And here's what I need every nurse working 312s to understand. Your schedule is not a disadvantage for building something on the side. They might want you to think it is, but it is a different shape. You don't get steady Eddie 1 hour a day. You get a long working block in the middle of the week. That is a different muscle to train, but it is not a worse one. The woman who fails at this don't fail because of the schedule. They fail because they keep trying to do somebody else's plan on their own schedule and then beating themselves up when their schedule doesn't match. Stop doing that. And I did that for a long time. Build a plan around the week that you have. 3 days survival, 1 day recovery, 1 day life, 2 days work, and that's 3 to 4 hours a day. That's the real shape. Build for that shape. And honestly, when you're doing those 3 to 4 hours, they don't need to be consecutive. If you want them to be, that's fine, but you don't need them to be. So I want to say this directly because I will not dodge it. I cannot tell you what you'll make doing this. I will never tell you what you'll make doing this. Anyone telling you a number is making it up. What I can tell you is the shape of the work and that the shape fits a 3-12-hour shift for a nurse perfectly. If you build it right and you don't let somebody else's schedule guilt you into quitting before you even start. This is the joy of this business, is you get to work it how it works for you. So let me tell you what I do plainly. I help women in healthcare build a business in the beauty industry so extra shifts become a choice and not a necessity. And the way I do it on my own schedule is exactly what I just walked you through. 3 days survival, 1 day recovery, 1 day life, 2 days work. 8 to 10 focused hours a week, built around the schedule I actually have, not the one a coach somewhere thinks I have. So if you're a 312s nurse, whether you're IV, the floor nurse, ICU, OR, infusion, home health, whatever your specialty is, and you've been telling yourself, I don't have time for this, I want to talk to you and show you how you do have time for this. So comments start below. Nurse to nurse, we'll look at your real week and figure out if there is even room for a second lane. I can pretty much tell you there will be. If there isn't, I'll tell you. And if there is, I'll show you what it could look like. Built around the schedule you actually have. Not the one somebody else thinks you should have, and certainly not the one that I have, because that works for me, it may not work for you. So let's talk about the actual week, not the fantasy one. Comments start below.